Number 5.
The SLS AMG Coupe Electric Drive is the most powerful AMG high-performance vehicle ever designed and delivers 552 kilowatts combined with a maximum torque of 1,000 Newton meters. 4 electric motors accelerate the gull wing from 0 to 100 in only 3.9 seconds. The all-wheel drive system, equipped with torque dynamics and individual wheel torque distribution, delivers outstandingly dynamic handling. The SLS AMG's multi-award-winning design is united with typical electric drive characteristics, such as toned headlights and the electric drive lettering. The AMG bucket seats and carbon elements in the interior emphasize the sports car's dynamic character. The Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Coupe Electric Drive celebrates its premiere in 2013.
Number 4.
This vehicle is Porsche's answer to the questions associated with the future of electric mobility. Our Porsche Mission E. This concept car is a truly fantastic challenge for us because it's our first electric sports car. You're commissioned to do a job, in this case, to develop a 4-seat sports car with an electric drive system. Then you start producing sketches as a team. And then the sketches are shown in presentations that are made in specific intervals. After a sketch has been selected, a 1:3 scale model is produced. When you're defining the basic concept of the vehicle, you start out by setting its proportions, and then you figure out how to actually build it. We built a basic chassis and then combined it with electrical components from the Boxster E. So in the end, we had a demonstration model that could be driven. It was very important to us here to create typical Porsche proportions. We were able to design an extremely low front end because there's no engine in the front. We also didn't need to have any huge air intakes, so we were able to design everything in the front in a very clean manner, almost a bit like the old Porsche models from the 1950s, 60s and 70s. We then mixed the whole thing with the wonderful shapes of the 919. Creating this combination of a race car and a carefully designed vehicle was the best part of the job. One thing we thought about, of course, was how to attractively integrate an air curtain that would guide air around the front wheel. This led to the front-end design we chose, which, as one can see, has the classic round Porsche nose flanked by 2 intakes that let air pass under the headlights towards the wheel arch. First of all, the vehicle is clearly recognizable as a Porsche. But we designers wanted to go a step further and see how the Porsche design language, and especially a Porsche electric design language, might be developed further. Our intention here was to also be somewhat provocative with some parts of the vehicle. But nevertheless, just one look at its proportions and the general design is all it takes to see that the vehicle is clearly a Porsche. We also addressed a couple of strategic issues that are very important to us. The 4-point lights in the front were important to me. The arc of light was the main issue in the rear. For us, the door concept is a typical sports car design, one without a frame for the first time. Convenient entry in the rear is ensured by rear hinged doors, and the fact that there's no B-pillar makes for perfect access in the rear. The vehicle is very special for Porsche, as it's a new icon. One of our most well-known cars is the 911, of course. And this vehicle will carry into a new era all the things the 911 has been famous for throughout the decades. That's why we came up with some very special things for the interior as well. We tried to focus on various key aspects, one of these being the fact that we wanted to achieve an entirely new type of interaction with a vehicle. We utilize gesture and eye recognition systems here to enter commands for the car. We tried to create a new type of holographic display. You can input commands on the front passenger side and via the center console. This, in fact, is already a standard feature in the 918 today. Besides that, we did something new with the seats. We've got lightweight seats that are bucket seats naturally, and these have a fairly sporty design. Then there's the craftsmanship, of course. The quality of the materials used truly conforms to the highest standards, which is just what you'd expect from a Porsche.
Number 3.
The Audi A3 Sportback e-tron is a plug-in hybrid, combining a 1.4 TFSI petrol engine with an electric drivetrain. The e-tron can drive with just the electric drive, just the petrol engine, or both when in hybrid mode. But plug-in hybrid technology isn't all that makes the A3 Sportback e-tron special. It features a totally new headlight design, new e-tron design lighting on the front air inlets, a new e-tron single-frame grille, plus a new rear bumper, making the A3 Sportback e-tron stand out from the crowd. Efficiency figures for the e-tron are impressive, with up to 166.2 miles per gallon and from just 38 grams per kilometre of CO2. The e-tron can drive up to 29 miles on electric power alone, extending to a maximum range of 536 miles when combined with the petrol engine. Depending on the charging infrastructure used, the e-tron can be fully charged in around 2 hours and 15 minutes. The A3 e-tron comes with a generous level of standard equipment, including 17-inch e-tron specific alloy wheels, all-weather LED headlights, a high-quality, beautifully designed interior, Audi Connect infotainment and e-tron connected services, Audi smartphone interface, cruise control, and an e-tron specific instrument cluster. The Audi A3 Sportback e-tron. Vorsprung durch Technik.
Number 2.
The BMW i8 looks so powerful that you would think it's going to lift off any second now. But being a hybrid, performance is probably not the biggest concern here, or is it?
The BMW i8 is all about performance and about fuel efficiency. Just look at her beauty. Her lines and shape have dynamic and performance written all over her. And that's not despite the plug-in hybrid system, but because of it. Fitted on the front axle is the latest example of our new BMW eDrive technology. It's an electric motor that delivers 131 horsepower and 250 Newton-meters torque. On the rear axle operates the twin-power turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It is the ultimate lightweight unit, delivering an output of 231 horsepower and 320 Newton-meters of torque. This makes for an impressive 154 horsepower engine output per litre, which is a value you find in motor racing. The electric motor and the petrol engine deliver a combined maximum of 362 horsepower, which is good for a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. The latest results from BMW test tracks show that the sprint from 0 to 100 clocks at just 4.4 seconds. So overtaking on roads will give a new meaning to your concept of acceleration, because the electric motor delivers torque practically from the standstill. Rushing the throttle packs an immediate punch, even eliminating the slight dip of delivery due to the common turbocharger lag. But driving performance is not about power alone. In fact, the BMW i8 introduces an all-new architectural concept. The entire body is basically split up into 2 segments. which makes for a low center of gravity and an equal weight distribution between the front and the rear axle. B, the body is in large parts made of aluminium and carbon fiber, which makes it light and rigid, which is essential for great road behavior. And C, the obviously aerodynamic body adds to the sharp driving dynamics and performance.
Number 1.
Introducing Software Series 7. Start your morning with Summon. While you get ready, summon your Tesla from your Tesla app, automatically opening the garage, pulling out, and closing the garage for you. Combining a newly streamlined interface with the enhanced control and versatility of your daily commute. Over-the-air updates continually improve and add new features to Autopilot. Autopilot removes the stress from your commute. Designed for highway use, Autopilot assists you with the routines of daily driving, whether you're cruising or crawling. To the left and right of the speedometer, find the icons for traffic-aware cruise control and auto steer. These appear as gray when available and blue when active. Use the cruise stalk to engage traffic-aware cruise control. Pull it toward you once to engage smart speed and twice to activate auto steer as well. Keeping your hands on the wheel, ease back as traffic-aware cruise control maintains your cruising speed, dynamically adjusting in response to other vehicles. Auto steer will keep to the curve of the road, sensing both the lane boundaries and the surrounding traffic. If you wish to change lanes, check for space and signal as usual. This triggers auto lane change, which will merge you safely into the desired lane. To disengage Autopilot, push the button on the outside of the cruise stalk, push the stalk forward, or press the brake. Auto steer can be deactivated without affecting traffic-aware cruise control by turning the wheel a few degrees. Please remember that these features are meant only for highway use. Keep your hands on the wheel at all times and stay alert. Auto Park completes the suite of Autopilot features. As you drive past an open spot, pull about one car length ahead and come to a complete stop. Model S will scan the space and display a P on your instrument cluster. Signal and shift to reverse. Press Start and Auto Park will initiate, guiding you perfectly into position. Autopilot changes the way you relate to your drive. It expands your awareness of Model S and its surroundings, enhances your ability to respond, and gives you more comfort and energy during and after your drive.